is I have a lot of fuel. If you look down, I have 180 fuel, and I have been pretty low on manpower this entire game. He's gone heavy tier 1, and I'm assuming he's gonna still go M8. However, I'm not positive. He could go Sherman's. And at this point in the game, I don't have the manpower to tech up comfortably. Always keep in mind that every little bit of resources, every time you decide to tech up, that's a unit you are cutting from your unit production, and that makes you all the more weaker if your opponent decides to push hard. If you have invested a ton of resources into tech and your opponent just builds units, gets upgrades, and then bum rushes you, you're absolutely screwed. You see me right there getting the minesweepers, and I will finally be sweeping that mine, removing that mine, and I'm going to move him up the road because the road is a very common spot to lay mines, and then I'm going to move him into my cutoff area on the right hand side because I don't see any mines in the middle, and he has a rifle squad in that building, so I'm going to try to get away from that. And finally getting vet 1 on my infantry. I'm going to try to get vet 2 and see what he does from there. I managed to snag the building, which is very fortunate of me because I have 2 Volk squads on the left hand side. He does, however, have 3 rifle squads, so at this point I'm going, what the heck is he doing? He hasn't flanked me in a very long time on the left hand side, and look at this. He is going to do something that I haven't seen, and actually I have never ever once played against this, and I do a big mistake right here. I retreat my sniper. What he did right here is he brought some flamers up and he attacked ground on those wooden fences. They of course burn down because they are wood, and wood is flammable, so he is able to run his entire infantry force into my base. I retreat all my units in order to try and fend this off, but I retreat my sniper as well, and my sniper isn't going to be able to do anything right here. I try to save it, but it's going to go down right away. And at this point, I'm going, oh no, I am losing so much. And then I realize, wait a minute, he is losing a ton too. So I focus down his low health squads, which is something you should always do, not only in this situation, but in any situation, because you'll deal the most damage that way. And as you see, 2 squads go down right there. He has 2 squads left, and I have a close combat squad and a now dead Gren squad. I think I have a Gren. No, I don't have a Gren squad building, but I lose my other squad. Now I have a Gren squad building, and I lost a lot right there. As you can see, I have a pack, an MG, and a flamethrower Pioneer. Of course, he also lost a whole heck of a lot. You see, he has this 1 rifle squad. He also has a fairly low health rifle squad that's running across the left hand side, and is actually going to run right into my pack, which I was thinking at this point, oh no, as if losing my sniper and nearly the entirety of my infantry force wasn't enough. He's now going to kill off my pack. Thank goodness that I have tier 2, thank goodness I had researched vet 2 on my infantry, because that is going to allow me to at least hold my own with the single Gren squad against his 2 rifle squads. You see me kill off his vet 2 squad, which is huge. Vetted rifles, especially this late in a game, are essential, especially when your opponent has vet 2, and I am planning at this point to get vet 3 because I'm just so far behind. I wired off the fence on the right hand side, which is going to help me out because it's going to prevent my opponent from exploiting that opening in the future. Of course, for those of you who don't know, there's a pretty big gap in the southern Angleville MG emplacements. If you see where my Wehrmacht quarters is right now, try it in a game, and retreating rifle squad hits a mine, doesn't die, hits a crippling trap, and then also gets shot at by my MG and survives. the entire way home. Very lucky rifle squad. Anyways, what I was saying, back at my base, if you just open, I don't know, a skirmish or a custom game with a friend or something like that, and start on South Angleville, and look at the gap in between the MG bunkers. It's pretty significant, and it's not that huge, but it is enough for your entire infantry army to get in your opponent's base if you so desire. Of course, it's risky because if you misclick or if the AI hates you and decides to throw an MG or throw a infantry squad in front of the MG, you're going to get that squad suppressed, and because of the way suppression works in Company of Heroes, the squads around you will most likely get suppressed as well, even if they aren't being directly shot at. So what I'm doing right now is I really have no idea in what shape he is at this point in the game. I'm slowly building up my Grenadier force. I'm getting another one on the way right now, and I still have my Minesweeper Pioneers. So what I'm doing right now is I'm stocking up on Trex, because for all I know, he's had the right-hand side fuel for a very long time. And for all I know, he could be getting tier 4, and what do you know, there's the Sherman. I do, however, have 2 Trex squads on the way. Flamer on the left-hand side gets instantly destroyed. Thing to keep in mind, building, capping, anything like that, especially building with a engineer squad. That includes cutting wire, all that good stuff, laying mines. Drastically increases the rate at which you take damage. I can't remember if I think it increases received accuracy and might even increase received damage, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. I haven't looked up the stats in a long time. If you guys want to do that yourselves, go to co-stats.com, co-stats.com. It is a retail Company of Heroes database, very useful. Of course, some figures have changed, but most of them are the same. Anyways, I am setting up on the left-hand side. I have a pack. I have another Gren on the field right now, and I think I'm going to try to get a med bunker, just because I know... I suspect at this point in the game that I am behind. He has a Sherman. I have not exactly a lot of... I don't have much reliable ATC. I'm trying to walk a few more rifle squads into my base. However, my wire is going to prevent that. I am getting my M8, or not my M8, my medic bunker up. I don't really think it does much this game. However, if you're going heavy tier 2 with a lot of veterancy, you owe it to yourself to at least put one up. They're extremely cost effective. If you get one Gren squad back, you've paid for the medic bunker twofold already. And I am going to finally push over on the right-hand side right now. This is a bit of a gamble because I have so few forces. I'm leaving the left-hand side defended solely by my wire and a pack. But I do get lucky, and I assume this is the majority of his force. He's actually going to, I think, try to walk through that gap I was talking about. He actually does exploit it a little bit later, but we'll see that when it happens. So I actually get really lucky right there, and I do a lot of damage to him. And I also have 2 Vet 2 squads and another Gren squad on the way. I think that's my 5th Gren squad since I lost everything. I think he might have grenades. I think I saw one of his. This is a very funny point right now. I throw a grenade and he had laid a mine right there. My grenade detonated his mine, killed one rifle squad outright, and knocked another one down to 1 man. So that's a huge blow for him. He actually, I think, GG's right after this. I'm not sure if it was a joke or not, because he does play it out and he puts up quite the fight mid and late game. But anyways, he is now trying to attack my base with his Shermans. So what I'm doing is I'm going to retreat the Grens with Trex I have, because there's no point in retreating Grens without Trex, to fight a Sherman that would basically just kill him. So I'm going to slowly whittle this Sherman's health down. I'm also sending my pack in, and I saw, or at least I thought I saw, engineers try to cut that wire. Of course, I was delirious or hallucinating or something. I'm not really sure what was wrong with me, because there's nothing over there. So hotkeys messing up, which is what that is the attack markers, so it should be fixed now. And he is, I think I'm going to decloak that pack soon, because if you're going to attack with a pack, they move so slowly while cloaked, and they don't gain the ridiculous cloaked bonuses that they do in retail right now. So there isn't really that much in terms of benefits for keeping a pack cloaked. Of course, you do get a little bit of added penetration, and I can't actually remember. I think it's added accuracy on the first shot as well. For using keeping the pack in cloak. However, it moves so slowly, and you're really not going to be able to kill off a vehicle solely with a pack anymore. You're going to need some Shrek support or some tank support. I actually hit another one of his mines on retreat, and it suppresses both of his rifle squads, does a little bit of manpower damage as well. And the reason I was pushing out on the right-hand side, it's usually something I wouldn't do, and it's a little bit of a gamble, especially at this point in the game, but I pushed out because of the VPs. If you look when I get out, yep, I am at 274 VPs. He was at 500 until this push, and I pushed. Of course, I was able to take back and there's the GG. I was able to take back the right-hand side VP, and what you noticed me doing, I'm not sure if you guys caught it, and if I could rewind, I would, but looking at the tactical map right now, or just then, right there, the squad that I had capping my cutoff was the squad that had lower health. The reason for this is if my opponent pushes up, which is what he did right here, you always want your higher health squads closer to the action. You want them taking or engaging in combat before your